Fog on the river road this morning, everything reduced to what is near. The world beyond the white was only theory, and the theory was you standing here. I drove the long way back through the warehouse district, where the lamps make bronze of everything they touch. Some men drive to think, some drive to stop it. I drive because the cab doesn't ask too much. The fog erased the bridges and the railings, left only what the headlights could confirm. A man learns what he needs in the narrowing, in the white that makes the whole world small and firm.
There is a roadside diner past the river that stays open past the hour of sense. A waitress who has seen enough of everything to serve it without judgment, without pretense. She filled the mug before I asked for coffee, refilled it when I hadn't looked away. That kind of attention is its own compassion. That kind of grace will carry through the day. I sat beside the window and the highway, watched the fog make everything unclear. Thought about the way you made things simpler, just by being near. The river takes whatever it is given, carries it with neither pride nor grief. I have been learning from its disposition that passage is its own relief. It does not ask the names of what it carries. It does not mourn what travels out to sea. It simply holds the current with conviction and moves on as it was made to be. Fog on the river road, no horizon to be found, just the white ahead and the hum beneath me, and the tire noise on the ground. I have driven far enough to stop expecting that the road will show me more than road. Fog on the river road tonight, and darling, that's a lighter kind of load.
The bass line holds the night together. The piano marks the mile I'm at. Fog on the river road, and somewhere behind me, everything we were before all that.
Used to think that clarity was precious, that the answer lived beyond the mist.
Spent years trying to see through every weather, instead of naming what I'd missed.
You were clear the day that you departed, gave me language I could not refute. I stood inside it and found it was a kindness to receive something absolute.
Certainty is a cold gift. In December you hold it till your hands go numb. Then you set it on the railing by the river, and you drive until the diner hums.
The fog does not apologize for coming.
It simply does what fog is here to do.
It softens all the angles and the edges, makes the world a little more like new.
Not new exactly, more like re-beginning. The same road covered in a different white. I am not the man who drove here in the autumn, but I am trying to be right. Fog on the river road, but the bar is warm inside. The trio's on their second set of standards. The bassist keeps his easy stride. I take a seat beside the steamed up window, order something that will take its time. Fog on the river road tonight, and darling, I am almost doing fine. The piano says I'm not entirely wrong here. The bass says I'm exactly where I am. Fog on the river road, and that is honest, and that is where I'll stand.
There is a man inside the corner banquet who looks like someone learning how to breathe.
He is folding up his paper napkin carefully, like a man preparing to receive.
I recognize him from the river, probably from some other foggy night along the bend.
I nod, he nods, we order without speaking. Some conversations have a different end.
Some end in silence at adjacent tables. Two men and a shared language made of mist.
Two men who drove the long way back from somewhere and found the bar and found the pianist,
and found that music asked nothing of the listener,
except to sit and let it fill the room.
and found that rooms can hold a whole December,
without asking why we came so soon. I've been nursing the same glass since 7, watching headlights stripe the wall in pairs. Every set of lights is going somewhere. Every somewhere is a place I'm not there. The barman is a man of no opinions, which is exactly what I need tonight. He refills without a word or eyebrow raised, just keeps the bourbon and the jukebox right. The other tables have their conversations, their small gestures and their private weather. I have learned to be a man who sits alone and holds himself together.
there was a woman who wore amber perfume, who believed in starting over at least twice. I was the man who always had a reason, a calendar excuse, a hedge device. Timing wasn't right, the moment wasn't ready. Some condition always needed to be met. I was building something beautiful, I told her, just not building it with her. not yet. Now the timing is entirely irrelevant.
and the reasons collect like unpaid bills.
A man who couldn't recognize his fortune
Stands here in the winter windowsills. A man finds out what he is made of.
when the city doesn't need him anymore,
When the last train doesn't come.
and there is nothing left to wait for,
When the platform empties out around him.
and the schedule board goes dark.
A man finds out what he is made of.
Standing in that particular kind of dark.
The last train doesn't come.
But I wait anyway.
Platform empty, coffee cold. Just the night and what I cannot say.
I have been good at standing in the winter,
With my collar up and my hands deep. The last train doesn't come, old darling, and that's a promise I will keep.
the bass knows where I'm standing.
The piano's got my number cold. The last train doesn't come tonight, and I am getting old.
The station cafe lights are almost gone now. One attendant sweeping toward the door.
She doesn't notice me against the window. I have learned to be unnoticeable and more.
There is a kind of practice in the invisible,
The man who blends into the winter coat.
who holds his coffee with both hands for warmth and swallows everything he never wrote.
I wrote a letter once, a full 3 pages.
Then rewrote it till it fit on half a line.
Then I didn't send it, sent a postcard instead. Wrote the weather and called it fine.
Some lessons cost a winter to discover.
Some take every winter that you own.
I have paid the full tuition in December,
And graduated standing here alone.
with a better understanding of what patience costs.
When patience is just fear in a good coat.
A man finds out what he is made of.
When he reads his own unsent note. The last train doesn't come, but a man knows where he stands. On a platform at the end of December, with his future in his hands.
Not the future that he planned in summer.
Something humbler, something that will hold. The last train doesn't come, old darling, but a man is not just cold.
He is clarified by the waiting,
Distilled by the long dark. The last train doesn't come tonight, and I carry what I know in my heart. If there is grace in arriving late to knowledge, let me find it standing in the cold. I have been the man who was not ready, who kept the good things at an arm's length hold, who said not yet when he meant yes completely, who built delays out of the love he felt.
I am that man standing on an empty platform,
Learning how to play the hand he's dealt.
It is not too late to start a different journey.
Only too late for this particular train.
The platform will be here on other evenings. The tracks still run and will again.
I am learning what a man learns in December, when December takes the last excuse away.
I am learning it is possible to begin
On any ordinary day. The last train doesn't come, but morning will. And morning is a different kind of station.
a platform with a different kind of still.
Not the stillness of a thing that has been missed, but the stillness of a thing about to start. The last train doesn't come, oh darling, but I'm learning what I'm for.
One more bourbon,
One more hour,
the platform,
the dark, the track's still there, me here beginning. Kitchen's been closed since midnight. The good whiskey's gone since 1:45. A man can always tell when the evening's over, but he stays regardless, as men do. The pianist is stretching out the final ballad, like a man reluctant to put on his coat. I appreciate his sense of profession denial. We are both just dragging out the note. The bartender has counted his receipts twice, aligned the bottles twice along the shelf. He is too polite to ask me what I'm doing, and I am too polite to ask myself.
You had an excellent bad taste in movies, a rational devotion to black tea. You laughed at things 6 seconds after others, like the joke had traveled out to sea.
And found you there standing in the shallows, waiting with your shoes off in the sand, letting everything arrive a little tardy, everything received with your open hand. I love that about you without announcing it, which is, I think, the story of our fate. A man who loved a woman and said nothing until nothing was the thing he could relate.
There's a dignity in staying till the lights come up, in pretending that you have nowhere to be.
The city will still be there, cold and unimpressed, whether I leave at 1 or 3. The jazz will end regardless of my staying. The pianist will button up and go. But there are nights that deserve a full attendance, and tonight is one Everything good closes at 2 to know the music and the wine. But a man who has run out of better options can make excellent use of time. I have catalog a grain inside the bar top, memorize the mirror's point of view. Everything good closes at 2, sweetheart, and I was good for you.
The bass is on its last 3 bars of patience. The piano's nearly through.
Everything good closes at 2 tonight, and I was good for you.
The last couple at the table by the pillar finally found their coats and found the door.
They left a good tip and a half-eaten pretzel and a candle burning on the floor. I watched them go out into the winter together, his hand behind her shoulder, hers in his. 2 people who have chosen their December and know exactly where the warmth is. I raise my glass to no one in particular, which is the private toast a man can make to all the things he should have moved towards sooner, to all the choosing that it takes.
A man should say the thing while it is available, while the bar is open, while it's warm.
Instead he nurses ice until it's water and admires the geometry of the storm. A man should reach across the table clearly, instead of planning how the reach should go. Everything good closes at 2, he tells himself. He tells himself to slow. I found the letter you left in the autumn, tucked inside the book I finally read. The ink had faded just enough to soften every difficult thing you'd said. I read it in the kitchen in the morning, coffee going cold beside my head. Some letters need a season before opening, some things need time before you understand.
I wrote it on a night I wasn't certain whether sending it would help or harm. I sealed it and I left it where you'd find it when you were ready to be calm. I'd like to say I knew exactly when that was, that I timed it with some wisdom or some grace. Mostly I just chose the nearest book I'd borrowed and left it in its place.
We have learned there are two kinds of quiet. One that closes like a door, one that opens like the first snow falling on a place worth caring for. The first we know by how it presses inward, the second by the way it cleaves. We have lived inside both kinds of quiet, darling. We have spent them all in years. Two kinds of quiet, yours and mine. Yours the kind that waits, mine the kind that paces out the hallway, testing every hinge and gate. But tonight we found the middle of it, neither waiting, neither gone. Two kinds of quiet finally leading in the space of this one song.
The piano holds a room between us. The bass walks where we cannot go alone.
Two kinds of quiet finally sitting at the same table, coming home. I have spent the better part of winter learning what I should have known in fall, learning that the things I called my reasons were the reason for it all. I am not proud of the discoveries, but I am grateful for the clarity they give.
A man who understands his own obstruction has a better sense of how to live.
I've spent it learning how to leave a lamp on at the end of the hall. Not for you specifically, I told myself, just habit, just in case, just that's all.
But habit has a way of being honest when it keeps returning to your face.
I left the lamp on every night that winter, just to keep the light in place.
And here we are, both more expensive versions of the people we were trying to be.
Paying dues we didn't know we owed yet, arriving at this table finally free. Not free of it, more free inside of it, the way a river's free inside its banks, held by what contains it, moving forward, no more planks. Two kinds of quiet, yours and mine. Yours the kind that rests, mine the kind that sorts through all the letters and returns them to their chests. But tonight the snow has made things equal, every sound gone soft and low. Two kinds of quiet, finding middle in the only way we know.
The drum brush whispers something like permission.
The bass confirms it in its lowest note.
Two kinds of quiet finding middle
In the warmest coat. I didn't know how long a winter lasts
until I tried to fill it on my own.
I didn't know how much a room needs to think
Until I learned to be alone.
I didn't know what quiet meant exactly
Until I had too much of it at once.
I didn't know what I was asking for
Until I paid the full amount.
But here we are, still inside the music.
Here we are, still reaching for the note.
Whatever quiet means between two people, let it mean this, let this be what we wrote. Not the argument, not the explanation,
Not the winner and the things it cost.
just this table and this lamp between us.
Just the quiet and when neither of us lost.
Two kinds of quiet settling now. No more pacing, no more wait. Just the piano and the low bass walking and the snow against the gate. We found the one that lives between us, warmer than either on its own. Two kinds of quiet, finally one thing, finally home. One quiet, you, me, home. You ordered the same drink you always ordered. I noticed and I didn't say a thing. Some habits are a form of reassurance, like the way certain birds return in spring. Not because they plan the route exactly, not because they map the miles ahead, but because the body holds its own directions, and some directions never leave the head.
You sat in the same chair you always sat in. I noticed that you noticed that I knew. We are two people with extensive archives of the things the other tends to do. The archive runs to volumes cross-referenced with appendices and notes in every margin. If love is what we built between us, darling, we built it with considerable bargain.
We have been here before, this exact table, this exact band playing this exact tune. Only last time we were other people and the night ended too soon. We were the couple with the unresolved discussion, the unfinished sentence left out in the cold. We are returning to the table of that sentence, a little wiser, a little old. Old song, new words, that's what tonight might be. Same piano, same bass underneath it, but a different you and me. We are not the ones who left this winter, we are not the ones who stayed in place. Old song, new words, same warm table, let us try a slower pace. The piano plays the changes that it always plays, the bass walks where it always walked before. Old song, new words, and if you're willing we might find what we came here for. I have made a kind of peace with being right and finding out it cost me what was dear. Rightness is a cold and specific comfort when the thing you wanted isn't here. I have decorated right with consolations, with books and plans and everything that keeps. But right without you, darling, has a hollow that fills itself with everything that sleeps.
I have made a kind of peace with being wrong. It required most of the calendar year. It required sitting with the specific wrongness until it wasn't something I would fear.
I am not reformed exactly, more recalibrated, the same man with a more honest display. I still order the same drink that I always order, but I mean something different by today.
Here we are, both more expensive versions of the people we were trying to be.
Having paid the tuition of the hard year, arriving at this table with the key.
The key to nothing, locked exactly more.
A token of the distance we have walked. Two people who went somewhere and came back here and sat down where they always talked. Old song, new words, but the feeling's something true. piano asking the same question, but a different point of view. We're not starting over, we're continuing at the measure we skipped before. Old song, new words, and if you're willing, there is room for one verse more. The drum keeps time the way it always keeps it, indifferent to what happened in between. Old song, new words, same warm table and the cleanest slate we've seen.
I won't revisit everything from April.
I won't pretend the spring was someone's fault.
We could spend the evening in the archive,
or we could call a diplomatic halt.
The band is gonna play till 2 regardless.
The snow is gonna fall on what it falls.
So let the old song find its new words gently.
Let the evening make its calls. We are two people at a table in December, who know the menu and the staff by name, who know the corner and the lighting and the music, who know each other, which is not the same
As
knowing what comes next or where this leads us, which is we think exactly how it should. Old song, new words, same warm table, and we are both here good. Old song, new words, and here we are, nothing fixed but nothing broken through.
Same piano, same old winter evening, and the old song made new.
We are not the couple at the beginning, not the strangers at the end. Old song, new words, same warm table, shall we start again? The bass says yes in its most patient register. The piano says yes in every major key. Old song, new words, same warm table, you and me. Old song, new words, yes. Snow keeps no record of what fell before it. It simply covers everything the same. The garden and the ruin and the rooftop all return to white without a name. The lamppost and the bench and the discarded, and the careful and the lost and the found. Snow makes no distinctions in the covering. It just comes down.
I used to think forgiveness was a verdict, a thing you earn by making your defense, preparing your position and your evidence, your argument and documented evidence.
I have learned it is more like the first snowfall, not a ruling but a covering of ground.
Not earned, not reasoned, not debated into being, just the sound of something coming down.
We have brought our separate silences to this one table, this one lamp. The city is becoming one white surface, the windows going soft and damp. Neither of us chose December for this meeting. December chose itself the way it does. The snow outside has covered the distances. We are sitting here because snow keeps no record, lets the old year go. It covers what we said in harder seasons, makes it possible to not quite know. Not forgetting something more like grace now, something that does not require a name. Snow keeps no record, love, and neither shall we, starting from this flame. The piano breathes above the bass line, the brush draws circles soft and slow. Snow keeps no record tonight, and darling, neither shall we go.
The winter that I spent without you mostly was a particular kind of cold.
Not the cold that simply asks for extra layers, but the cold that goes into the old, into the places where the warmth lived previously. The corners built for two and not for one. A man discovers all the structural decisions that were made for someone come undone.
But structures can be renegotiated.
Corners can be furnished differently.
A man who understands what he was building
Can begin again with clarity. The winter that I spent without you quietly was a winter I had not expected. Not as hard as I had prepared for, not as clean as I had pre-selected. More ambiguous, more ordinary Thursday, more a season happening to someone in a room. A woman who discovers she is capable of winter has less to fear from winter's gloom.
I learned the particular weight of my own company, its virtues and its costs and its long hours.
I learned that I can hold myself through December without mistaking storms for showers.
And now we sit across from one another, two people who have learned the cold alone.
Two people carrying their separate winters back to something that might still be home.
Not the home we had before the season, something humbler, something more aware.
Two people who have done the work of winter and arrived here at this chair. Snow keeps no record, and tonight, nor do we. Not the argument, not the long departure, not the months of not agreed. Just this table and this music and this evening, just the snow erasing as it falls. Snow keeps no record, love, and here we are now, standing in our whitened holes. The bass keeps walking its unhurried circle. The piano holds whatever needs to hold. Snow keeps no record tonight, and darling, we are done being cold. If this is what it means to have survived something,
Let us wear it like a quiet coat.
not with pride exactly, not with sorrow, just with both hands on the note. The note that neither of us could have played alone.
The chord that needed both of us to sound.
If this is what it means to have come through something,
Let it be the most honest thing we found.
not a victory, not an absolution,
Not the prize at the end of what we bore.
just two people in a winter having wintered, finding what the winter was there for. The snow does not apologize for covering.
The night does not apologize for dark.
We are only two people in a winter, finding the warmth inside the mark. Snow keeps no record, asks for nothing back. What was lost in color, it returns to us in white. Not the same, but held gently by the season. Not repaired, but recognized in light. Snow keeps no record, love, and here together we begin again tonight. The piano finds the note it has been building to. The bass resolves the thing it's held so